Check, check, check. Check, 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 check. 1 2 1 2. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. 1 2 1 2. Hello, everybody. This is your host Xavier Zap Robinson, and you know what time it is. It is that great time. All right. And we were just watching those of you that were on earlier. We had coffee with Bishop Zapp. Coffee, got your coffee. And we had the great service of Mosey Bird of the Mississippi Mass Choir. So we did not want to come on and broadcast while her funeral was being broadcast around the world. So to her family, we say thank you for allowing her to be a part of America and to the great opportunity to be able to hear, to see what a wonderful person, Christian, that she was in her displaying of her talent as a artist with the Mississippi Mass Choir. All right, and as a solo artist at that. But would I say thank you, thank you. Welcome everyone who was on. This is Bishop Zapp. I am Bishop Zapp. There is no one other or no one like me at all. In my title today, we're going to talk about microphones. We are going to talk about microphones. I tried this yesterday, but somehow there was a problem with uh, the internet and it didn't go too well. So I'm redoing this, revisiting this stream. Okay. So we're going to talk about microphones. Microphones are very important when it comes down to um, being able to hear. And I see that my green screen is trying to come in. I don't know what is going on. It's peaking back there. All right. So, but the thing about it is to be able to hear what is being recorded, you must have a microphone. Now, if you grew up back in the day, I didn't grow up in the era, but I had an opportunity to watch the era of silent movies. Silent movies were put on, and if you go to like TCM, sometimes you might see a silent movie or search for silent movies. You will see them act out the part. Mouth is moving, and there is no audio. But you could see the words. The words will play a part. You'll be able to read what they're saying, or the music, how the music was used um, to be able to show what is going on, how dramatic it was, whether it was a scene where someone was about to be hurt and then you hear the music go, or it was a happy scene, then you hear, "Du- du- 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 du." So, um, but it took for someone to come up and say, we need to put audio with the video. And that is something that is learned in communication. You learn about communication. You learn about those movies that were around and that began to um, how can I say it? That began to um, mm, that begin to add audio to films. Okay. Uh, and I grew up watching. I grew up watching silent movies, and I learned a lot from it because action and how a person move and how they look, and you can tell a lot from it. So I would definitely say if you haven't ventured to go and look at a silent movie, there are some great silent movies out there. Go and look at it. But we are talking about audio. Very important to add audio to your stream because this day and time, try to put a a silent movie out there. Try to do that today. You might have some people that will watch you, but I guarantee you're gonna have problems with other folks, and they're gonna be like, "Where's the audio? We don't hear it. No sound. There is no sound." Plus, if you on Facebook or you're on YouTube or some of these social media platforms, go on there and you don't have no sound and see what happens. Your number's gonna drop. Okay, but we in this day and time must have audio. Okay, got to hear the words. Let a preacher get up and preach, and you can't hear what he's saying. Let someone get up on a podium. Let the president get up and speak, and you can't hear what he's saying. And you just see his actions and his movement. Um, you know, you want to know. You want to be able to hear what a person is saying out of their mouth. So, audio, microphones. Well, I have on a mic. This is a wireless mic. It's a Sennheiser mic, and it's wireless. I have a body pack here, and the audio is going through the airwaves digitally, and it's going to a receiver. So I'm transmitting. I'm transmitting the audio uh, over the airwaves. If you think about AM, FM stations, how the audio goes out over the airways through frequencies and from the radio station to your car or to your home, then it's the same thing with this wireless. So I'm able um, to broadcast this over my. Okay, I gotta get this. I'm able to broadcast this over wireless to the receiver. And then after it gets to the receiver, then it comes on and to you guys. All right. So that is using a wireless mic. The placement of the wireless mic is very important. Where I have it placed to the side and not in front because I don't want to get any type of pops and things like that in the audio. So it's off to the side of my mouth, and you can actually hear clearly what I am saying. Okay, here is another mic. This microphone here is called a Snowball. It's by Blue, and it's called a Snowball. Um, the microphone is real small, has used a USB plug, and it plugs in from the USB into the uh, computer, into your source. Now, that is a USB microphone that is being used. And it is, it sounds good. Believe me, it sounds good. So if you want to do a production where you have if you want to do a production, I'm getting a call. Hello, hello.
Hi, you're frozen.
Okay, check your, cause I'm not frozen here.
Okay,
Yeah,
check mine.
yes, ma'am. All right.
Okay.
So you want to make sure that you have a good uh, sound mic. Okay. So we have we also have another mic that is a USB mic. Okay. Let's look at that mic. Okay. So we have another mic, and this mic is also a USB mic, and this is by Panasonic. I mean, excuse me, by Personas. This is a Personas mic, and this mic here is also hooked up by a USB cable. Okay, it is hooked up by a USB cable. So, and it's a great sounding mic. So we want to make sure that when you get a mic, you want to get a great sounding mic that has that gives you from 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz and that range, and it be able to pick up, and you be able um, to hear what they are pronunciating. Okay, and that is very important. And it can also give you the clarity of a good microphone. So that's a great mic. It's USB. It's a USB mic. So that can be plugged in from USB into your computer, and then you can bring it into your software. So you can travel with this mic. Just plug it into your laptop, and you will have a great sounding mic running by USB. Okay, okay. Thank you. All right. So another microphone is a dynamic mic. Now this microphone is close to um, the Sennheiser 835. It's a dynamic mic, and this is a replica of that mic, um, of the 835 by Sennheiser. Great sounding mic. It has an on and off switch. Okay, it has an on and off switch. So you want to make sure that, and I'm gonna come back to that mic. Um, so a dynamic mic. Dynamic mic does do not a dynamic mic do not need power. Okay, it does not need power to operate. It's plug, like people say today, plug and play. But you got to plug it in with an XLR because it requires an XLR, okay, connection. That's the type of cable it requires, an XLR cable. Okay. Now on our second, okay, on our next mic is this AKG C535, and this is a condenser mic. Okay, and I'm telling you, I am having problems somehow. This is a condenser mic. Condenser mic means it needs power in order to for you to use it. Now that power comes from your mixer, and your mixer will have what is called phantom power on it. Now, and that phantom power can be uh, at 12, or it can be at 48 volts. But you need to make sure you look at your mic if it's a condenser mic and make sure what the right voltage is. This requires a 48-volt fan and power. Okay. I do have a mic. Uh, I was using a mic on a film, and that mic required a 12 volt. Okay. So you need to be careful of how you apply voltage to a microphone and make sure that that voltage is the correct voltage. So when you buy a mic, you want to look at that. Okay. Now let's look at. Uh, let's go back to another mic. Okay. I'm going back to this Sennheiser mic. Now, proper mic usage. Proper mic usage. How to handle a mic when you are speaking, when you are singing, preaching, teaching, whatever, talking just normal. There is a proper way to hold a mic. One you do not do is you do not cuff around the mic, because when you do that, you are actually you can cause feedback, and you can muffle your sound. A lot of times, preachers who cuff their mic, what they are saying to me is that they cannot hear themselves. Because when you cuff your mic, you're going to be able to hear yourself. I'm going to cuff this mic. When you cuff your mic, you're going to hear yourself, but you're going to find out that you're going to cause yourself to be muffled. And we don't want to hear that. But cuffing can cause for you to make your sound muddy. Okay. Another thing is having a mic close to the head can also cause reflection. While you're speaking, it can actually bounce off your hand and back into your mouth. So you don't want to do that. Another thing is you don't want to hold the mic way down to the end. See where my hand is? Where the cable comes in, and you begin to hold the mic. You can cause for that mic to disconnect from, you can cause that mic to disconnect. So, where do I put my hand? All right, here. Look where I'm at. Here. I'm not at the bottom where the mic plugs in. I'm not all the way at the top, but I'm like in the middle. And I want to hold it where I'm not giving off any reflection. So that is the proper way. Now, if you are speaking and you cannot hear, hopefully they have monitors on the stage. And monitors are a speaker. Um, Monitors are on the stage. And those monitors uh, will allow the person who's on the stage to be able to hear themselves, whether it's a singer, speaker, and that way it's opposite of what the house speaker is doing. Okay, so all right, so now, excuse me. So when it comes down to mic placement, you want to be able to make sure that the mic is at a good level, and you have, and that would be the engineer. The engineer will make sure that the level is nice and hot, and that when it comes in, um, the level is clear for you on stage and for the audience. And we will make sure as engineers that um, the level is okay. We make sure that the level is good. Okay, so that is what we would do. The other thing is what the question is: why do mics squeal? Does that mean they are cheap? No. What that is could be two things. One, it could be three things. One, uh, how you hold the mic. Remember I said about cuffing mic can cause because you're causing feedback. Squealing is what is called feedback. It could be because there is a frequency that is coming from the mic that the speaker is picking up and is causing a loop and it's causing a feedback. So you got to go in, you take an EQ and you can EQ out that frequency. A lot of times it's a 1K and you got to go in and you got to notch it out. Squeeze it, just basically squeezing it so that it don't repeat itself. The other is that your mic is hot and you are your mic is hot and the monitor that's on stage is real loud and it's feedbacking into the microphone. So squealing comes from those things. So you need to make that person that's an engineer will make sure that should make sure that that doesn't happen. That you're getting feedback from the mic because we know we do not want to hear any feedback. Okay. Um, Another thing is that when we are um, on stage, we want to make sure that we are giving great sound. Nobody wants terrible sound. Nobody. So it pays to invest in great mics because cheap mics will tell you that they are cheap because you won't be able to really get anything out of it far as the capsules that is on it, the electronics, all of it is cheap. So you want to make sure that you know look at the waves when you go to a music store. You want to talk to do your first before you go to a music store. Do your homework, research, see what others are using. Look at what I look at it this way. What are the major players using? What are they using on concerts? Okay, when I look at a concert, I want to see. Oh man, I look at a concert different than a lot of folks. I look at a concert and I'm saying that there is um they using a Shure Beta or they using a Sennheiser or they got a M7 attached to that capsule. That capsule is an M7 that is attached to that microphone. So and man, sound good. Or like I listened today to a service and I was like, man, that audio is terrible. Okay, that's a terrible mic. So yeah, it's very important that you have great equipment. Your mixer or your console, that is another thing that matters to make sure that you have good preamps. If you have a if you have great preamps, oh, that sound could be like butter. Oh, you can speak. Oh, it believe me, it makes a difference. You wouldn't even have to crank up the gain on your mixer, and that's what the preamps coming for the gain on your mixer. You don't have to even crank it up loud. If you got your gain all the way open, all the way to like 5 o'clock, and the reason I say 5 o'clock that is about 5 o'clock is the position of open, wide open on your game structure. Plus, it's a pot. Okay, a pot is a gain control. So if that's wide open at 5 o'clock, man, that's terrible for your pre's on that mixer is terrible. So you want to definitely you want to definitely get a good console or board, as I've been taught, uh, and you want to invest in a good console or board. All right. There are different boards, and we can get in there another day with analog, digital, and all that stuff. Um, there is something else that is very, very important inside of this microphone and inside of that microphone. Okay, this microphone here has its own pop filter. Okay, it has a built-in pop filter. So when I look at the inside, it's foam inside. It's dark foam, and it's a pop filter. This is what that might look like. All right. So inside this is a pop filter. But if I'm in the studio and I'm doing a recording, I want a pop filter on my condenser mic, meaning on a mic that's on a stand like that. I want a pop filter. Okay. Well, I learned how to make my own pop filter. And what it is, I took old pantyhose or old piece of cloth, cheesecloth, and you want to test the material out. You want to be able to blow, and it kind of stop the air, but it still allow the sound to go through. That is a great pop filter. Um, I'm going to set up. I'm going back to my other shot, and you're going to see a pop filter that is actually mounted in front of the microphone. Okay, that is a pop filter also. So when we have a pop filter, it stops what it says, pops.